John and Jane. These is a real couple, real ages. I'm only changing the names. 50 and 48. They have 3 children, 16, 14, and 18. Now, this couple, when they started working with us, they didn't start by working with my team directly. They started by using this academy. Now, this academy is a feature. It's an option for those of you that go, look, I want to run my own projections. I'm with Vanguard or Fidelity or Empower. I have an advisor. They're a family friend. Maybe I could do a lot better, but I don't know. Let me start somewhere. So they went into this software. They played around with it. They used and followed the videos, but they still didn't have peace of mind. And that's when people reach out to us. So they went through it. They didn't fill it out to the degree I would like. And now they know I beat them up over that a little bit. Not actually beating them up, okay? I will joke and say I'm the meanest advisor that you'll ever meet. Now, I'm not actually mean. So many of you have said, Ari, don't say mean. I don't like that you say that. I'm not mean, okay? I'm just very transparent. And many of you know that. I don't want you to run the risk of getting unlucky. And so the first thing I'll do when I'm looking at planning is run my gut check. And my gut check for this particular couple was when they put their goals in. So once again, 58 and 40, they're like, look, we actually like what we do. We sold a business, so now we're doing a different career. We make way less money, but we have less responsibility. So we like that. Now they're spending $7,000 a month. That's what they would love to spend. So I'm like, okay, $7,000 a month, tell me more. Because if they're only spending $7,000 a month, they're going to not run out of money. They're going to essentially be like, hey, I have way too much money at the end. So I don't want them to be mad at me later, and I don't want them to run the risk of running out of money. 2 important things to be aware of. So they put in some basic healthcare costs and long-term care. These are the default estimates, so I could tell they didn't change them. And then they went in here and said, yeah, our kids are going to go to college, but we don't really know where. And so they just took the national average. I want them to specifically put in a college and go, yeah, what if my kid's going to go to Vanderbilt, just for example? Okay, well, what is the cost for that? Okay, $61,000. I want to plan for that, plus textbooks and fees and yada, yada. Okay, great. Are there any scholarships? What's the breakdown? And of course, you're never going to know exactly where every kid's going to go. But they have one child who's 18, who's going to community college, but wants to transfer to another school. So we want you to get really granular to the degree possible. And I want them to dream bigger. So I'm like, hey, are we going to plan for weddings for the kids? Are we going to possibly relocate? What does a legacy look like to you? How much would you gift for charitable giving or personal gifts? Like, build this out even more, not just rough kind of cookie cutter stuff like this. And they're like, oh, cool. I just didn't know I could do that. So they're not against that. They were open to that feedback. Now, when I'm looking at their plan, as many of you can allude to or infer right now, that they're going to be in a good spot. And so when I was running a few different projections for them, I'm just going to reset this for a second, they are in a good spot. And so right now, if you look at their plan in terms of assets, I'm going to go through it in detail with you. 14 million of what they have are liquid assets. The rest is real estate. So if their 14 million just keeps growing, they're going to have $200 million. Now, they're like, look, we'd love to spend $7,000 a month, but we are really interested in charitable giving and more vacations with the family. I said, okay, what if your monthly expenses were $20,000 a month and you spent trips, vacations every year at $100,000 a year? What would that do to the plan? And yes, there's way less money, and this scared them because they're like, look, I don't want to screw something up, 62 million fewer dollars. Oh my gosh, that could do so much for our family. And I go, I get that, but there's still $150 million at the end.